Have you ever wondered why some people seem to rise above their circumstances, while others remain trapped in cycles of self-doubt and missed opportunities? The answer may lie within our minds, the very tool we rely on to make decisions, interpret the world, and guide our actions. But what if this tool, which we perceive as our greatest asset, is actually our greatest enemy? What if the mind is the silent architect behind our struggles, feeding us fears, doubts, and insecurities that prevent us from achieving our true potential? In this exploration of the mind as the greatest enemy, we'll take a deep dive into how our subconscious mind operates and how it shapes our reality. Drawing on the stories of highly successful figures like Steve Jobs, Oprah Winfrey, and Elon Musk, we'll reveal how these individuals faced not only external challenges, but also the internal battles within their minds. We'll uncover how the mind's subconscious programming influences our actions, and how, with awareness and effort, we can reprogram it for success and personal growth. By understanding and mastering our mental landscape, we can unlock the power within to break free from the chains of self-doubt, fear, and limitation. The mind as the greatest enemy. The mind is often regarded as a powerful tool, one that shapes our reality, guides our decisions, and molds our perceptions of the world. However, for many, the mind can also become their greatest enemy, unseen, unrecognized, and unchallenged. Most people fail to realize that their mental landscape, rather than external forces such as society or technology, is the root cause of much of their struggle. The audiobook discusses how individuals, often unknowingly, are enslaved by their own minds, constantly battling internal forces that they do not even recognize. Think of figures like Steve Jobs, who, despite facing external challenges and opposition, managed to change the world. One of his most significant battles was not against Apple's competition, but against his own mind. His relentless drive for perfection was both his greatest asset and his greatest enemy. Jobs' own internal struggles with self-doubt, fear of failure, and a constant need for control were part of what made him both successful and occasionally difficult to work with. These internal battles serve as examples of how our mind can either propel us to greatness or hold us back from reaching our full potential. When we consider the subconscious forces at play in our minds, we begin to understand how decisions, actions, and emotional responses often occur automatically. These are not conscious decisions made in the present moment. Instead, they are influenced by patterns set in place by our past experiences, beliefs, and learned behaviors. For instance, a child who grows up in an environment where success is discouraged may develop an unconscious belief that they are not capable of achieving great things. This deeply ingrained belief will continue to shape their actions throughout life, leading to missed opportunities and a sense of failure. This constant struggle is not always visible. People may look at others who appear to have it all together, successful entrepreneurs, athletes, or artists, and assume that they are free of inner conflict. However, as in the case of Jobs, we know that even the most outwardly successful individuals often battle an inner narrative that undermines their self-worth. The key to overcoming this greatest enemy is awareness and control. Understanding that the mind operates on autopilot based on old scripts gives us the power to begin rewriting these scripts for success. The subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is the most influential force shaping our reality. It is not a passive observer, but an active participant in every decision, emotional response, and behavioral pattern we experience. Since childhood, the subconscious mind has been recording every event, every emotional reaction, and every piece of feedback we encounter. These records form the basis of our mental programming and dictate how we respond to various situations. When we encounter a challenge, Our subconscious mind pulls from these experiences and automatically generates a response, often without us even realizing it. Take the example of Oprah Winfrey, one of the most influential women in the world. Oprah's story is a testament to the transformative power of reprogramming the subconscious mind. Growing up in a challenging environment, Oprah faced significant adversity, including poverty and abuse. These early experiences could have easily shaped her subconscious belief that she was destined for failure. But instead, she consciously rewrote her internal narrative. She began to believe that she was worthy of success and happiness, despite the hardships of her early life. This shift in her subconscious programming allowed her to break free from the limitations imposed by her past and become the powerful, influential figure she is today. The subconscious mind also has a tendency to reinforce beliefs that we may not even realize are limiting us. If we hold a belief that we are not capable of success, our subconscious will filter out any evidence to the contrary, focusing instead on failures and mistakes. Similarly, if we are conditioned to believe that wealth is hard to come by, the subconscious will perpetuate this belief by making us overlook opportunities that could lead to financial success. This process is not only limiting, but also self-perpetuating. The more we reinforce these negative beliefs, the more ingrained they become in our subconscious mind. Therefore, if we want to achieve lasting success, it is crucial to recognize and challenge these limiting beliefs. A key part of the audiobook's message is that to control our reality, we must first control the scripts running in our subconscious mind. It's not about forcing ourselves to succeed. It's about changing the belief systems that make success feel impossible. Neuroplasticity and mind control. Neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to reorganize and rewire itself, is a powerful concept discussed in the audiobook. The idea that the brain is not static but instead can change and adapt throughout life offers a remarkable opportunity for growth. By challenging old beliefs and consistently practicing mental control, we can alter the very structure of our brain. This means that, contrary to popular belief, it is not too late to change our mental habits, no matter how deeply ingrained they may be. Consider the example of Elon Musk, the founder of SpaceX and Tesla, whose mindset has been pivotal in his success. Musk, despite facing immense obstacles, including skepticism from the public, financial struggles, and technical challenges, was able to rewire his brain to stay focused on his vision. His approach to failure in particular highlights the importance of mental control. Rather than succumbing to the discouragement of early setbacks, Musk used each failure as a learning opportunity, which allowed him to continue innovating and achieving success. His ability to stay focused and disciplined in the face of adversity is a testament to the power of mental control and neuroplasticity. The audiobook stresses that mind control is not about manipulating others or controlling external circumstances. Rather, it is about mastering oneself. The power to control your mind is the foundation of all success. If you cannot control your own thoughts, emotions, and reactions, you will forever be at the mercy of your past conditioning. The ability to control your mind is the dividing line between those who succeed and those who remain stuck in cycles of self-doubt and procrastination. Neuroplasticity gives us the opportunity to break free from old mental patterns and create new pathways that support our success. This process requires dedication and practice, but the potential rewards are immense. By rewiring our brain, we can break free from the automatic responses that keep us stuck and create a new, empowered version of ourselves. Reprogramming the mind, practical steps for success. While understanding the mechanics of the mind is crucial, the audiobook provides practical strategies for actually reprogramming it. One of the first steps is to recognize that the subconscious mind is not an enemy to be feared, but a tool to be understood and leveraged. It operates based on the programming we've given it over the years. If we want to change the results we are getting, we must change the inputs. The key to this transformation is exposure, repetition, and emotional intensity. Exposure to new ideas, experiences, and beliefs challenges the subconscious mind's existing scripts. By repeatedly exposing ourselves to these new beliefs, we begin to create new neural pathways. Over time, these new beliefs begin to replace the old, limiting ones. Consider the example of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Known for his incredible physical transformation, The Rock's success story goes beyond just physical fitness. He has cultivated an unshakable mindset that pushes him to achieve his goals, no matter the obstacles. His mental discipline and commitment to personal growth are key reasons why he has been able to maintain his success in both entertainment and business. Through constant reinforcement of his positive beliefs, The Rock has transformed his life, proving that success is as much about mental control as it is about physical strength. Repetition is equally important in this process. Just as it took years for limiting beliefs to become ingrained in the subconscious, it takes time to reprogram the mind with empowering beliefs. This is where consistency plays a crucial role. The more consistently we practice mental control, the faster we begin to shift our subconscious beliefs and create lasting change. Finally, emotional intensity plays a pivotal role in this process. Emotions are the fuel that drives our beliefs. When we tie positive emotions to new beliefs, we accelerate the rewiring of our brain. This is why affirmations and visualization exercises are so powerful. When done with emotional intensity, they create lasting change. The role of fear and comfort zones. Fear is a universal emotion, experienced by everyone at some point in their lives. It is an instinctual response that has been ingrained in human beings since the dawn of time, often playing a protective role in keeping us safe from danger. However, in the context of personal growth and achievement, fear becomes more of an obstacle than a safeguard. As the audiobook explains, fear is a key mechanism that keeps people firmly within their comfort zones, resisting change, growth, and new opportunities. The comfort zone is defined as a psychological state where individuals feel safe and familiar. It is a place where the mind does not perceive threats because everything within it feels controllable and predictable. However, this perceived safety comes at a cost, the cost of stagnation. The comfort zone, while providing a sense of security, prevents people from reaching their full potential because it limits their exposure to new experiences and challenges. This can create a cycle of mediocrity, where individuals repeat the same patterns of behavior without ever pushing beyond their limits. Take someone like Bill Gates, who is often cited as one of the most successful entrepreneurs in history. Gates, during his early years, was a visionary who understood that true success lies outside of one's comfort zone. He could have easily continued with his early ventures and remained in the familiar territory of technology, but he chose to take bold risks that ultimately revolutionized the way we live today. His decision to step outside his comfort zone, despite the fear of failure, led to the creation of Microsoft and his monumental success. Fear, in this context, serves as a barrier, keeping individuals locked in a cycle of hesitation and procrastination. The subconscious mind, as discussed in the audiobook, perceives unfamiliar situations as threats, even if they aren't inherently dangerous. For example, someone might experience intense fear before giving a public speech, even though there is no real danger involved. This fear is a survival instinct designed to protect individuals from the unknown, but it often prevents personal growth by limiting one's willingness to take risks. The audiobook emphasizes that in order to break free from the comfort zone, One must first acknowledge fear and then actively choose to confront it. This process is not about eliminating fear altogether. It is about understanding and managing it. By stepping into discomfort, individuals can gradually desensitize themselves to the fear of failure, rejection, or the unknown. Over time, this exposure creates a new reality where fear no longer dictates actions, but rather becomes a tool for growth. Consider the example of Elon Musk, the CEO of SpaceX and Tesla, who has repeatedly stepped outside of his comfort zone to achieve success. Musk's ventures into the unknown, whether it was founding an electric car company or attempting to revolutionize space travel, have been marked by significant risk and fear. Despite numerous setbacks, including rocket failures and financial challenges, Musk has continued to push forward. He acknowledges that fear is a natural part of innovation, and rather than allowing it to control him, he uses it as motivation to break new ground. In Overcoming Fear, the audiobook suggests that individuals must recognize that the illusion of safety provided by the comfort zone is just that, an illusion. True success and personal development lie beyond the familiar, in the realm of the unknown, where growth occurs. By accepting fear as a natural part of life and learning to move through it, individuals can unlock their true potential and begin to experience the freedom that comes with embracing new challenges. Practical steps for mind control. The audiobook offers actionable strategies to regain control over one's mind and break free from the limitations imposed by fear and the comfort zone. These strategies are designed to help individuals reprogram their minds, challenge limiting beliefs, and create new emotional experiences that support personal growth. One of the first strategies presented is exposing oneself to new realities. This process involves deliberately seeking out new experiences and stepping into situations that challenge the mind. The purpose of this exposure is not just to confront fear, but to expand the mind's capacity to adapt to new and unfamiliar circumstances. For instance, someone who is terrified of public speaking might start by speaking in front of a small group of friends before gradually progressing to larger audiences. This incremental exposure helps the mind recognize that the fear is not as overwhelming as it once seemed, and that new experiences can lead to growth. In real life, people like Richard Branson, the founder of Virgin Group, have demonstrated the power of exposure in their own lives. Branson is known for his willingness to take risks and embark on adventurous challenges, such as flying hot air balloons across the Atlantic Ocean. His fear of failure has never stopped him from trying new ventures, and his willingness to expose himself to risk has made him a successful entrepreneur. Branson's journey demonstrates how stepping into the unknown can lead to transformative personal and professional growth. The second strategy for mind control is creating new emotional experiences. Emotions play a significant role in shaping the way individuals respond to situations. Negative emotions, such as fear, self-doubt, and insecurity, can reinforce limiting beliefs and prevent progress. To counteract these emotions, the audiobook suggests intentionally creating positive emotional experiences that challenge the negative scripts in the mind. One way to do this is through visualization. Successful people like Serena Williams, the tennis legend, have used visualization techniques to mentally rehearse their success before stepping onto the court. Williams visualizes herself winning each point, each match, and ultimately achieving victory. By associating positive emotions with success, Williams has been able to overcome mental barriers and perform at the highest level. The idea is that by actively engaging in mental exercises that foster positive emotions, individuals can reprogram their subconscious mind to respond more favorably to challenges. Emotional experiences that align with desired outcomes strengthen the neural pathways associated with positive thinking and self-belief, which ultimately replace the old, limiting patterns of thought. Another key element in the audiobook's approach to mind control is repetition. The more frequently a new belief or behavior is practiced, the more deeply it becomes ingrained in the subconscious. This concept is rooted in neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to reorganize itself based on repeated stimuli. For example, if an individual wants to develop confidence, they must repeatedly practice confident behaviors, such as speaking assertively, making eye contact, and taking decisive actions, until these behaviors become automatic responses. A famous example of this is Michael Jordan, regarded as one of the greatest basketball players of all time. Jordan's success wasn't solely due to his natural talent. It was also the result of his relentless work ethic and consistent practice. He practiced relentlessly, refining his skills through repetition until they became second nature. Jordan's mental discipline and commitment to improvement demonstrate how repetition can rewire the brain and lead to success. Reinforcing new beliefs through emotional intensity is another critical step in mind control. This strategy involves infusing new beliefs with strong emotional experiences to make them more impactful. When individuals create powerful emotional associations with their goals, they can accelerate the reprogramming of their subconscious mind. For example, if someone is working to build their financial independence, they might pair this goal with a deep emotional connection to freedom and empowerment. By doing so, the subconscious mind begins to associate financial success with positive emotions, which strengthens the belief in one's ability to achieve it, creating new, empowering beliefs. The final practical step in mind control discussed in the audiobook is to replace outdated, limiting beliefs with new, empowering ones. Our subconscious mind is filled with beliefs about ourselves and the world that have been accumulated over years of experiences. These beliefs can either empower us or hold us back. For instance, someone who believes that they are not worthy of success may find it difficult to achieve their goals, even if they have the skills and resources to do so. This is because their subconscious mind is filtering out opportunities that align with success and reinforcing the belief that they are undeserving. To break free from this mental prison, individuals must actively identify and challenge these limiting beliefs. For example, someone who has always believed that they are not good enough might begin by affirming that they are worthy of success. They might surround themselves with positive influences, such as mentors, motivational content, and empowering experiences to reinforce this new belief. Over time, the subconscious mind begins to accept the new belief as truth, and the individual begins to see opportunities for success where they once saw obstacles. People like Oprah Winfrey have exemplified this process. Oprah, who grew up in challenging circumstances, could have easily internalized the belief that she was destined for failure. Instead, she consciously chose to replace these limiting beliefs with ones that affirmed her worth and potential. Through years of personal development and belief shifting, Oprah became one of the most successful and influential women in the world. Her story is a powerful reminder that no matter how ingrained a limiting belief may be, it can always be changed with conscious effort and practice. Rewiring the subconscious. The subconscious mind operates like a powerful autopilot system, shaping and dictating our actions, emotions, and behaviors based on deeply ingrained beliefs and experiences. These subconscious beliefs often come from early childhood, societal conditioning, and past experiences, forming mental scripts that we follow without even realizing it. For many, these scripts are limiting, keeping them trapped in cycles of fear, self-doubt, and mediocrity. Reprogramming the mind is about recognizing these limiting beliefs and consciously rewiring the subconscious to create new, empowering patterns of thought and behavior. One of the core concepts in reprogramming the subconscious is exposure to new experiences. As human beings, we often operate within the confines of what is familiar and comfortable. The subconscious mind seeks safety and predictability, which is why people tend to avoid new and challenging experiences. However, as the audiobook points out, true growth occurs when we step outside of our comfort zones and expose ourselves to unfamiliar situations. Exposure works because it forces the mind to encounter new ideas, environments, and perspectives. Each time we engage in an unfamiliar experience, our mind is confronted with new information that challenges our old beliefs. This process of expansion breaks the subconscious mind's habitual patterns, creating opportunities for new, more empowering beliefs to take root. Take the example of Barack Obama, who, despite coming from a humble background, managed to break through numerous barriers to become the first African-American president of the United States. Obama's journey was marked by a willingness to expose himself to new and often uncomfortable experiences. He was raised in an environment that faced many challenges, yet he consciously chose to challenge the limited beliefs imposed upon him by society. His life is a testament to the power of stepping into unfamiliar territory and embracing new experiences, which allowed him to rewire his subconscious and achieve monumental success. Another critical component of reprogramming the mind, as discussed in the audiobook, is consistent mental conditioning. The subconscious mind is not easily altered. Deeply ingrained beliefs often require consistent effort to change. Rewiring the subconscious takes time, dedication, and continuous reinforcement. Just as we learned our old habits and limiting beliefs over the course of years, it will take time to replace them with new, empowering ones. To achieve this, daily reinforcement is key. The audiobook suggests integrating practices like visualization, affirmations, and identity shifting into our daily routines. These practices help create new neural pathways in the brain, which in turn strengthen new beliefs and behaviors. Visualization is a powerful tool in reprogramming the subconscious. It involves mentally rehearsing desired outcomes, seeing yourself as successful, confident, and capable. When done consistently, visualization trains the brain to perceive success as attainable, and it reinforces the belief that you are worthy of achieving your goals. One of the most iconic examples of visualization is Michael Jordan, who is often regarded as one of the greatest basketball players of all time. Jordan didn't rely solely on his natural talent. He was known for his mental preparation and visualization before every game. He would mentally rehearse the game in his mind, visualizing himself making successful plays and achieving victory. This practice of visualization not only boosted his confidence, but also rewired his brain to believe in his ability to succeed under pressure. Jordan's success story is a testament to how powerful the subconscious mind can be when consciously directed toward positive outcomes. Affirmations work in a similar way by reinforcing positive beliefs through repetition. Affirmations are short, positive statements that you repeat to yourself daily, such as, "I am capable," "I am worthy," or "I am confident." When practiced consistently, these affirmations begin to replace negative self-talk and subconscious beliefs that may be limiting your potential. Identity shifting is another critical component of reprogramming the subconscious. This technique involves changing how you see yourself, how you identify. Often, people hold onto identities that no longer serve them, such as identifying as someone who is not good enough, not capable, or always failing. Shifting your identity involves consciously choosing a new self-concept, one that aligns with your desired outcomes. For example, Someone who struggles with self-doubt may begin to shift their identity from "I am someone who can't succeed" to "I am someone who is capable of achieving greatness." This shift may feel uncomfortable at first, but with consistent effort and repetition, the new identity becomes ingrained in the subconscious mind. Over time, this new identity drives behavior and actions that align with success and self-confidence. A powerful example of identity shifting is Oprah Winfrey. Raised in difficult circumstances, Oprah could have easily identified herself as a victim of her past. Instead, she chose to adopt an identity of strength, resilience, and empowerment. Her daily affirmation practices, along with her commitment to personal growth, helped her rewire her subconscious and achieve extraordinary success in media, philanthropy, and beyond. Oprah's story shows that identity shifting is not just about thinking positively, but about taking consistent action toward becoming the person you desire to be. Rewiring the subconscious is a process that requires patience and persistence. The audiobook stresses that small, consistent actions are crucial in this process. It's not about making dramatic changes overnight, but about reinforcing positive behaviors and beliefs every single day. The more you expose yourself to new experiences, practice visualization and affirmations, and shift your identity towards success, the quicker you will reprogram your subconscious and unlock your full potential. Mastering mental freedom. The final step in mastering the mind is establishing mental freedom. Mental freedom is the ultimate goal of reprogramming the subconscious mind, a state where a person's thoughts, emotions, and actions are no longer dictated by past experiences, fears, or external circumstances. Achieving mental freedom means taking full control of your mind and using it as a tool to create the reality you desire, rather than being controlled by it. Having a strong inner world is the foundation of mental freedom. When a person has mastered their mind, they are no longer at the mercy of external circumstances or internal emotional turbulence. They can move through life with clarity, confidence, and resilience, regardless of the challenges they face. Mental freedom allows individuals to remain calm in the face of adversity, to make decisions based on rational thinking rather than fear, and to take actions that align with their values and goals. A prime example of mental freedom can be seen in the life of Nelson Mandela, who spent 27 years in prison under apartheid. Despite the extreme hardships he faced, Mandela was able to maintain a strong sense of inner peace and clarity, refusing to let external conditions dictate his thoughts and actions. While imprisoned, he focused on mental freedom by cultivating a strong inner resolve, remaining committed to his vision of a free South Africa. His ability to maintain mental clarity and emotional resilience allowed him to emerge from prison not as a broken man, but as a leader capable of transforming his country. Mandela's story illustrates the power of mental freedom, where a person's inner world remains strong and unshaken by external circumstances. Similarly, Mahatma Gandhi was able to maintain mental freedom throughout his fight for Indian independence. Gandhi faced numerous challenges, including personal hardships, public resistance, and political oppression. However, he remained steadfast in his principles of nonviolence and truth. Gandhi's mental freedom allowed him to navigate difficult situations with a clear mind, focused on his goals and values, regardless of the obstacles he faced. His ability to maintain mental freedom in the face of adversity was a key factor in his success as a leader of the Indian independence movement. Achieving mental freedom requires mental discipline. It involves consistently practicing mental conditioning techniques like visualization, affirmations, and identity shifting, as discussed earlier. It also involves making conscious choices about how you respond to external events. When you are free from the limiting beliefs and mental scripts of the past, You can choose how to respond to any situation without being driven by fear, anger, or past trauma. People like Tony Robbins, a renowned motivational speaker and life coach, embody the principles of mental freedom. Robbins teaches others to overcome limiting beliefs and achieve mental freedom by changing their thought patterns and taking massive action. His message is clear. The only limits we face are the ones we place on ourselves. By shifting our mindset and taking control of our emotions and actions, we can achieve anything. Mental freedom also involves emotional mastery. Being mentally free means that your emotions no longer control you. You are no longer reactive to external stimuli or controlled by your fears, anxieties, or insecurities. Instead, you have the ability to consciously choose how to respond to situations, allowing you to remain calm and focused in the face of challenges. This is the essence of emotional intelligence, the ability to recognize and control your emotions, as well as understand and influence the emotions of others. Leaders like Barack Obama have demonstrated the power of emotional intelligence in navigating high-stakes situations. Obama's ability to stay calm and composed in moments of crisis, whether in his political career or personal life, is a reflection of his mental freedom. He did not allow external pressures or negative emotions to control his decisions. Instead, he used emotional intelligence to stay focused on his goals and values. The journey toward mental freedom and self-mastery is not a simple one, but it is a profoundly transformative one. By understanding how the mind works, how it shapes our perceptions, reactions, and decisions, we can take the first step toward reprogramming our subconscious to align with our true desires and goals. The examples of great leaders like Nelson Mandela and Mahatma Gandhi show us that mental freedom is not just a dream. It's a reality that can be achieved with conscious effort, practice, and emotional resilience. By exposing ourselves to new experiences, using tools like visualization and affirmations, and shifting our identities from self-doubt to self-empowerment, we can begin the process of rewiring our subconscious. The stories of Oprah Winfrey and Michael Jordan demonstrate that success is not just about external circumstances. It's about mastering the internal narrative that drives us. The mind, though powerful, is not a fixed force. It is malleable and can be reshaped through consistent effort and determination. As you embark on your own path to mastering your mind, remember that mental freedom lies beyond the comfort zone. It lies beyond the fears and limiting beliefs that have held you back. Just like Elon Musk, who stepped into the unknown to create groundbreaking innovations, you too can break free from the limitations of your past programming. The power to shape your reality, to create the life you desire, is within you. The key is to take control of your mind, reprogram the old scripts, and step into a future where you are the master of your own destiny. Buddhism wisdom teachings encourages you to take this journey. Your mind can either be your greatest enemy or your most powerful ally. What will you choose?